there, this is Bondfree from L World, and thanks for watching my video on FOE Advance. The topic of this video is I wanted to show those of you that have never played in the Mars era, Space Age Mars, just a little bit about how that daily gameplay looks. When I went to Mars from, of course, VF, I knew I did some resource planning and things like that, but I was not necessarily ready, and I didn't really understand how the Mars economy worked for making goods and for mining ore and things like that until I got there. And I haven't really seen any videos that just kind of practically showed you what that little piece of being in Space Age Mars looks like. So that's what this video is about. So you'll see over here I have a space shuttle, and it's got a little exclamation point, which means that I'm being alerted to go do something. So this is my Mars colony right now. This is what you would be considered a pretty fully built out Mars colony. I've tried to find helper videos on the best way to lay this out. This is along the lines of some of the other recommended layouts I've seen. The idea here is that you're essentially building an additional small city on Mars, and you've got to create an economy, kind of a sub-economy because of this era. So you have various resources that are going to be in play here. So, for example, you've got life support, and then you have credits, you've got population, colonists. Goods are in play. This is where you make your Mars goods. You don't make them in any other types of goods building. Those are here. So just like every other level in the game, if you do make goods from previous eras, you have goods buildings and things like that. But at the same time, in Mars, you do it here. So the interesting thing about Mars goods is that you don't need a previous era good to co-produce along with Space Age Mars goods. So if you want to make goods, of course you have to build this up, because basically when you go into Mars, this is all going to be blank, and then you have the ability to add not roads, you can add land tiles using the various resources that you need to use. So in the case of land tiles, you need this resource here, the credit. The way you make credits is you build pods or homes. Basically, you build houses and shelters and things like that. These have various benefits depending on how many hours between cycles that they produce the credits and how much population they give you. So you kind of have to decide the ratio, and as you go through the tech tree, you're going to have to unlock these, right? So I ended up having to build 2 iterations of my settlement, because as I was going through the tree, better stuff became available, obviously, like it does in the rest of the game. So the thing I wanted to show also here is how all of this flows into this economy. So you need credits to expand your land tiles, and you need credits to go and mine your Mars ore. So you have a bit of tension between using your credits on land expansions, which are kind of expensive. They take about 10,000 each, and then they go up from there. And then you have this whole other aspect of Space Age Mars, which is you click on this map, which is, of course, the map you're all familiar with. And when you get into SAM, it's going to unlock these ore rocks. So if you had explored the map prior to going into Space Age Mars, these had padlocks on them. Now that I'm in the era, of course, the padlocks are off, and now we're doing stuff. So what's really cool about this era, I thought, is that because I have a space carrier, I am able to use it to negotiate on these ore rock things, so whatever they're called, exploration sites. So you go in there, and what this is telling me is that the production is done for the Mars ore. So I can negotiate or attack to access my ore. So in this case, I'm just going to attack. By the way, a nice military setup for Sam is 2 of these Steel Wardens and then 6 Rogues. This is pretty much my standard setup. I'm about 1100 attack and about 800 attack defense right now, so this is a pretty bulletproof setup. Thanks to Thunder Punch for recommending this to me. And in this case, you can see I got a whopping 9 Mars ore. So the smaller rocks produce a very small amount of ore. The larger rocks are going to give you, closer. Of course, they don't tell you what it's going to produce. It's a little bit of a variable each time. And they take like 24 hours to do their cycle. These smaller guys only take like 4 hours, but again, they're only producing a little bit. Now you'll see where the credits come in here. So you have to spend credits to start another exploration cycle. So you go ahead and do that, and then that's going to take 4 hours. Of course, you can rush it with diamonds like everything else in this game, but I just wanted you to see that, on Mondays when you have nothing to do with your space carrier, twice a month when there's no Guild Battlegrounds, you have this you can go into anytime and exercise your space carrier, which is super cool. There are 2 of these maps, as you are probably aware. So one way you can toggle between the 2 maps and the 2 orc colonies, if you will, is by going here. It's a lot of clicks. I'm not a big fan of going here, and then you kind of lose track of which one you're on, number 1 or number 2, and all that stuff. So what I do is when I want to switch between them, I just go back to the city, and then I hit the map again, and then it takes me to the right one. So that's just a little shortcut. So again, just going to attack this and get that over with. And as I build up Mars ore, of course, I'm going to need this to unlock technologies on the tech tree, right? So I'll just use one. So this is a pacing item. This is the main pacing item for unlocking the tech tree in SAM, other than huge amounts of supplies, of course. I think I ended up using, all told, to get to this point in Mars, it took me about a week, I think, to get my colony kind of on point, maybe a week and a half, and really producing. And basically, I mapped out. I had to figure out, for me, what made the most sense, because you've got population, you've got goods buildings, of course, you have eligibility to make 2 types of goods based on your map unlocks, and then of course you have this happiness thing. Now this is a pretty hotly debated topic among players. It's totally up to you what you want to do, but if you don't build life support, yes, you're going to have more land tiles available, but if you don't, it makes the price of producing these goods go up dramatically. I mean, like by 10x or something. So for example, I'm having to spend 75,000 coins and supplies, and I think it was 15 Mars ore to build a 30-pack of these in an 8-hour time frame. So this is an 8-hour build, and it's costing me coins and goods every time. If I did not have full life support benefit against my population, that would be costing me like, I think it would be, it's like I said, it's like 10x. Like over here, the one day it would be like, it's over 1 million. It goes to over 1 million if you don't have the life support percentage dialed in like this. So I like the life support. I like the little balance system I have here. I ended up, I think, with 9 goods buildings. So I'm doing okay. I'm making about 270 goods every 8 hours. So yeah, that's not too bad. And then I can just trade those. I just trade those 1-to-1 in my guild, and I get the other Mars goods I need. So I just wanted to make it a little clearer, what you're in for when you click that unlock button on the tech tree, because it certainly was something I wasn't really prepared for. I didn't know what to expect. So that's all I have for today. That's the Mars sub economy, if you will. I hope this has been helpful to some of you that are contemplating moving into that era. I can also add that if you are a frequent sniper, the pickings seem to be quite good in the neighborhoods for sniping. So wouldn't worry about a lack of sniping opportunities as you move up. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and just subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and take care.